Hey, everybody. Obviously, welcome back to the how to launch and scale your perfect online business YouTube live event. This is the last day episode of the 4 weeks. It's been absolutely insane. It's been so good, and the value has just been incredible. So I hope you've been taking lots and lots of notes, and you've been implementing some strategies that you've come across throughout the guests. It's been absolutely epic, guys, and I know a lot of the audience who has joined and has been watching the event has all been about, like, how do you make it online? How do you make those affiliate commissions that allow you to build that life of time and financial freedom? You've heard a lot of people's different perspectives over the last 4 weeks, and we're going to break down exactly like what to do, how to do it, and what your next steps should be if you're still looking to build an online business. As I said, it's been absolutely insane over the last 4 weeks. It's been so good. And even some of the strategies I've picked up and I've got on my whiteboard ready to implement, like, you're definitely in the right place. If you were like me, where you sat in corporate, you hated corporate, and your day job, it was just taking too much time, people didn't respect your time or anything like that, then doing the world famous jump on Google, how to make money online, and going down that rabbit hole is definitely the best thing for you, because it's hard. Like, I remember before I had kids, like, I had a bit of a mini meltdown. I was like, I wasn't earning enough money, and we weren't planning kids. We were very, very young. I was looking at pictures the other day. I was like, whoa, were we actually that young? Um, but we went through a stage where it was like, right, okay. I had a mini meltdown. I knew I wasn't earning enough money. Yeah, I was working like a dog. I mean, long hours in bars, like double shifts, finishing at like 1 a.m. And then I started a coaching business, a sports coaching business, and I was still working at the bar at the same time, so I should keep the money coming in. And I knew that wasn't a life that I wanted, and I hated it. I mean, I hated working long hours, being told what to do by someone who didn't respect me, just see me as a number or a person that was going to help them propel their career. What I done and what my achievements were going to be were completely irrelevant in, like, the general thing. So it was like, why the hell was I working my ass off, upselling, closing like the next vodka bottle or whatever, like anything like that? Why the hell do people, and why do you put so much effort into something for a manager who literally wants you to work hard so they can get promoted? Like, it's not you. Oh, I really want you to work hard so you can get promoted. You can have a better life. It's not that in the job, in the system that's being created. It's, can you work hard so I can get a promotion? Can you work hard so I can buy a Lamborghini? Like, it's that type of scenario. You're not cared about. Your family, your friends, your time, your mental health, none of that is actually cared about. Like, you are on your own. You're in a broken system, like, generating money, and you may enjoy your job, but they still don't care. Like, you may feel like it's, oh yeah, like, do you know what? I don't mind my job, and I just want to make some extra cash on the side. But if you truly respected yourself, you'd look at a way of taking control, and that's what sort of happened to me. So I dove into corporate, and it was a case of, I was earning really, really good money, but they were always like, oh, can we have more hours out here? Can you stay for this meeting? Can you do this? Can you do that? I was like, but I'm getting paid the same. I was like, well, and I'm doing my job. Why the hell do I need to stay for your incompetence, for you not being able to organize, plan, or get things in place ready for me to do my job? Why should that affect me? And they didn't care. It was like, yeah, but we need you to stay. We need you to stay. I was like, I was constantly having this battle with my corporate boss. It's like, oh, we need you to stay longer, 10 hours a day, stuff like that, and it just wasn't worth it. Like, well, the money was good, so it really was. But, and I'll never forget, and I always talk about this in my podcast or in my YouTube videos. I never forget, like, the day my missus went into, well, not the day, the day we were having the baby. My first child, I was so excited. I think I was only 23, so I was nervous and scared as well. And we went through this process, and my phone's going non-stop Bear in mind, I was already supposed to have a 2-week Christmas shutdown, so I wasn't even in work, and my phone was going non-stop. My project manager was ringing and ringing and ringing. It was only after the next day, obviously, baby born, all healthy, great. Emergency C-section, but that's a different story. All healthy, and I was driving back to the hospital. I was bringing my son home. Like, the excitement in all of that was crazy. Like, I was bringing my son home, and obviously we were going to start our family. And phone call, phone call, phone call. I eventually picked up. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "I need you to send it. I need you to send a tracker to the client." I was like, "But we're not working. None of us are working." "Yeah, but things have changed, and I need you to do this." I was like, "I'm on the way to the hospital to pick up the baby. I'm bringing the baby and the missus home." No congratulations came next. Nothing about, is the baby okay? Nothing like that. It was, right, when you get home, I need you to send me that tracker. I was like, and that was the day it twigged. I was like, no matter what happens, no matter how hard you work, they don't care. Like, they don't care about your family. And as a parent, it's like, you you want people around you who care about you and your family, because they're the most important thing in your life. So by doing that, it's a case of, by surrounding yourself with those corporate bosses, etc., who only want you to do your job so they can propel their career forward. That's not the right environment. And I remember a couple of years later, I was still in corporate, and again, I was depressed. It was awful. It was just crap. Like, I was working all these hours. I was earning money, but I was working all these hours. I was always out the house, like, and it was just not a good place. So between that phone call and the way I felt at that day, I kickstarted. I was like, right, I need to get control. I was like, I need to get control of my life. I need to get control so I don't have to fight for taking the kids to hospital or going to the doctors with them or anything like that. I was like, I need to take control. And that's when I done the how to make money online and how to start a business. And I started an offline business first, which went very, very well, but it wasn't scalable. So even though the money was good, it's like, back to the drawing board. Right, okay, let's go again. Like, how do we make this happen? And then that journey starts, and that journey is insane. Um, you get all excited, obviously, because you start, like, I started as a sales closer first, and you get all excited and you're bouncing around and you're doing these things. I mean, like, my sales course, I was awake between 2 and 8 a.m. because that's when the sales training was happening. Because it was based over in PST times. So I was like, every Friday for 8 weeks between 2 and 8. I'd go to sleep at 9, I'd sleep, and I'd be up, like, boom, done. And that was intense. That was, talk about a baptism of fire. From there, I then ended up sleeping on the couch to take sales calls for people over in America at 1, 2 a.m. I'd fall asleep on the couch, wake up, dial them on Skype if they ring, if not, and then go back to sleep, and then just do that in between the calls. It was rough. It's hard. The same question always comes up, and it will come up throughout your whole entire career. Like, as an online business person, there must be an easier way. So we carried on. We built a closing agency and like a digital agency, and from there it was a case of, right, we were on the same problems again and again. It was just a hustle. It was hard. It was continually hunting for leads. Like, at the end of each month, it was like, are we going to have enough to pay our staff? Are we going to have enough to pay us? I didn't take wages for a long, long time. And that constant, but we were hunting and hunting for sales and leads. And it was just that type of scenario. To the point, I remember, and you may be in this part of your journey as your affiliate marketing journey right now. I remember going downstairs after sitting in the office and working as hard as I could, like, while the kids were in school. And I remember going downstairs, and the missus asked, "What do you want for tea?" And I was like, I just got overwhelmed. I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, I got overwhelmed. I couldn't. I felt like I just needed to implode. I couldn't answer what's for dinner or what do you want for dinner. That was how mushed and how burnt out strategies got me. Like, coaching strategies and marketing strategies and hustling on social media got me, like, to the point of I could not make a decision. For the first time in 4 years, I switched off my phone. I sat there and played on my PlayStation. Never get to look at that anymore. I just went and killed a load of stormtroopers on Star Wars. Felt a bit better. And the next day, it was, I wiped everything off my whiteboard and I just looked at it and went, there's got to be a better way. And then we carried on with the agency for a little bit, and we phased the agency out and brought passive income in. And passive income was something I was attracted to, but I was like, oh, how's it work? Is it only rental properties, and stuff like that? And when you actually come down to it, like passive income, people go passive income's a scam, but they don't understand the scale properly. And then people say like you can only like passive income's a scam because or it's super one way or the other, and it's not. It's a little bit different. And what we're going to cover in this video and in this workshop, because it's quite a raw one. Obviously, there's no guests. It's just me and you being an open, honest. This is what happens. This is what you can do, and this is how to get commissions online. Okay. So one sec. So right, okay, passive income. Now this whole thing, like, oh, make money, set and forget, and like set and forget, and just make money while you sleep. Yes, it can happen to a degree, but you've got to start on the scale. Okay, so when you look at the passive income scale, you have got active income right the way through to passive income. Now, active could be you're touching it like every day, or then so it starts with every day and then ends with at the very passive side of things, like once a month, once every 3 months, etc. Like those are the type of that's the scale that you're on, and your business model will fall in one of them. Like for instance, people will go, "Oh yeah, but crypto's set and forget." Well, no, it's not, because you've got to do research up front. You've got to look at the right projects. You've got to look at the right stuff. All of that is active work, which means at the start of your crypto journey, you're in active mode, and then you push the passive. It's the exact same in affiliate marketing, online business. All of that starts off in the active stage, and people need to understand that. And all of these like fast, easy, slow, like all these like keywords, etc. Like they will hook you in, but if you don't understand, it's going to be active to start with. No matter what you do, it's going to be active. Okay, I'm going to be completely real with you here, because it goes against every affiliate marketing trick in the book. It's going to be active to start with, and then as you build that business, as you build it and grow it, it moves more passive, and then you get to the passive side of the scale. That is absolutely fantastic, and that's where we all want to get to. But you need to realize, to create a business that is going to give you passive income, you're going to have to do active work to get it there. Okay, even real estate, you look for the properties, you source the properties, you close the deals, you renovate the home, and then you put it out for rent. That's when it goes passive. Even then, you have to check back, like say every month, or like when there's a bill or there's an issue with the house. So you will always be on that scale. It's never just 100% passive. And you need to understand that in order to not get pissed off with the game, so you don't quit. Because we've seen an interesting stat earlier on in the workshops. 4 out of 5 people quit their startup business within 2 years. Okay, which means if you're in a group coaching program with 20 people, there's going to be 4 survivors in 2 years' time. That's a scary stat. And do you know why? Because people get sold on the easy, set, forget, passive, all of that type of thing. They get sold on that, and they can't look past that, guys. That, if you can't get your head around, that is the goal, not the start. That is your end point, not the start point. If you can't get past that, you will not survive. Okay. So online business is work up front, is active income, is active work in order to get it to a passive state. So that's the passive income scale. And once I learned that, the game changed. Like once I understood that, the game massively changed. I went from short-term marketing strategies to long-term marketing strategies, knowing that I will get paid on the back end rather than the front end. The front end is what sells, guys. So when you see these high ticket affiliate marketers go, yes, yes, like this guy got a sale in like 30 days. This guy got a sale, like made 10K in 3 months. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Like I am not knocking those people who make 10K, 1K, 2K and manage to crack the code of generate interest, take them to a lead, to a sale. Like I'm not knocking that whatsoever. What I will do is let's break that down. What's the ROI? So everyone's like, oh, 10K in 90 days. Yes, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. But if you actually work out your time levels and it's $2 an hour and you're in constant hunting mode, because that's what it is, content pieces, whether it's TikTok, Reels, or anything, you're in hunting mode. and then you just keep going and going and going and going, and then pull people out. It's the people that have been doing it a couple of years that they're getting the passive income from the same strategies, but because they've doing it longer, they've got a bigger email list, they've got things on the back end that makes it move. Okay, so everyone in this starting phase is all it's all active income. Okay, and that's okay. You need to know that's okay. What you don't want to be doing is you don't want it to take over your life or lead you to burnout. So there's different ways you can do that. Right? And it's making the right decisions from that. Okay, you will not have a passive income business from the minute you purchase it, or the minute you make that investment. That is a whole total lie. You build up to that through the scale and through understanding short-term marketing versus long-term marketing, and how you leverage both, and how you leverage the scale and understanding the scale. Okay, business is a long-term thing, guys. No business starts and makes $1 million in a day. Like Amazon didn't, Apple didn't, Microsoft didn't. Okay, they build, and they build it up. Okay? And your online business is exactly the same. That doesn't change. So that's the passive income scale. Next, I need you to understand, in order for you to succeed in this business, the passive income triangle. Okay. So the passive income triangle is, you've got high ticket at the top, high ticket sales at the top. The bottom two ends of the scale, or the triangle, should I say, you've got recurring commissions and compounding income. Okay. All of those three things combined will create you a true life of freedom and make it passive. Okay. So you've got high ticket sales, and that's where most people start, because you can get a quick ROI, in terms of you can get a quick $1,000 or a quick $2,000 if you follow the right strategies. But if people only focus on high ticket sales, you'll always be on a content hamster wheel for a very, very long time. Like, you're always like, from the minute it becomes the first of the month, like obviously tomorrow, 1st October, you're all set again. You are literally set to ground zero to build up to that 10K a month again. And that's set every 30 days. Yes, it will bring you some income in, and yes, it should be part of your offers, but it's not the only thing that should be part of your offers. So you got high ticket income, which can bring you some great commissions, like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and that'll be amazing for you guys. That's life changing. If someone could put an extra $3,000 in your pocket, that is life changing. But once you get that $3,000, your mindset will change. Things will shift that will then push you to start and think more business. Well, I want $3,000, but I don't want to have to put 60 hours a week in each week to get there. So things will start changing. You'll want to work less and earn more, and that's changing things up. And that is where your recurring commissions come in. Recurring income and recurring commissions are actually, it's a way of looking like you've got a salary. So if you've got, for instance, 200 people signed up to Clickfunnels through your affiliate link, you're pulling in about $8,000 a month. Recurring. You don't have to, it doesn't stop from, you don't lose all 8K every single month. Like, it drops down to zero. Like, you've got that money coming in all the time. It's like a baseline salary, which looks even sexier when you've got some high ticket stuff as well, combining it. So the goal is actually to get some high ticket income as well as some recurring income. And then from there, you can look at taking those two incomes to invest in compounding income. So like S&P 500, stocks, shares, houses, because then you've got cash flow that can buy cash flowing assets, which will then increase your passive income. So the goal, when you first start, you've got a triangle that looks like that. It's the worst looking triangle right now, but you've got a triangle that looks like that. From that point, you've got your high ticket here, then you've got your recurring, and you've got your compounding. The idea is to flip the triangle. So even though your high ticket sales can eventually get you to like 10, 20, 30K a month, 40K a month, you actually want your recurring commissions and your compounding income to make more money. So if you can get your recurring income to say your high ticket is at 10K and your recurring income's at 20 or 15 or 12K, then no matter what happens here, if you have a bad month, if you don't want to create content, if you don't want to hustle, or if you don't want to, if you want to get off that hamster wheel, that's always going to be there. That recurring income is always going to be there, that you will just continually want to top up. You never start from zero. And if you even have your bad month high ticket, you're not going to be in a position where you feel like you need to go back to work. If your affiliate stuff goes quiet, if your high ticket stuff goes quiet, your recurring income will give you that salary, that baseline that will always make you know that you are capable of staying where you are. So that's a huge, huge thing, guys. Okay, making sure you understand recurring and high ticket and how to leverage them both to truly be free. And I mean, free to the point of you can go on as many holidays as you want. You don't have to create as much content. Like those high ticket affiliate marketers that tell you they're in that space where they can go on holiday for like 30 days or 14 days. They've got one hell of an email list and one hell of a follow-up system now because of the amount of leads they've brought into that. Okay, from all that content hamster wheel stuff. Okay? So that's the passive, like the passive income triangle. And what is going to be one of your things that go and literally draw it on a whiteboard, go draw it on a white wall. That is going to be your thing. The passive income triangle and understanding the passive income scale, they're going to be the two things that actually set you free, stop you from quitting your online business in 4 months or 6 months, and actually makes you one person out of 5 that succeeds in 2 years' time. I see so many people in this industry die in 6 months. Not physically die, but their business dies in like 6 months because they were only chasing that initial commission, that initial 1, 2, 3K. Like, that's what I need. I need that now. And I get you're in that position sometimes. Some people need money. Okay. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's the situation you're dealt with, and that's what you're trying to fix. I totally get that. But if you constantly only look at that part of your business, you will only ever see and feel and need to chase that part of your business, which means you will never progress, which means you will burn out. And once you burn out, I was lucky enough, I came back. I managed to understand how to get out of that. And that was only through wiping everything off and starting again. Like, some people don't come back from burnout like within 24 hours. Some people take months, some people take years to come back from burnout. So that is the one destination you never want to be. Yet 90% of coaches are teaching you how to burn out. And it's a crazy scenario. So you need to understand that delayed gratification, knowing that you can put that work in for 6 months and then still out, or you'll survive 90% of affiliate marketers at that point, and the money will come consistently, regularly, etc. Like understanding that your business is for life, not just for Christmas, then, or not just for January, New Year, New Me. That is going to be one mindset shift that's going to be completely change your business. Now, obviously, we've got the different types of commissions. We've got the recurring, we've got the high ticket. And how does that all that mold in together? Like, we've got different marketing strategies. We've got so many different. People will tell you to send 100 messages a day. That's a road to burnout, but it can bring you some quick cash. So you've got to understand when to use these things. When you first start, the biggest thing you need to be creating is content. And you need to be creating content on short-term marketing platforms. So short-term marketing platforms are like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They are short-term marketing platforms. They are stuff that your content will die in a couple of days. Like good couple of days, and it'll die, and you'll have to create more content and more content and more content. But because they're lower barrier to entry, it's easier to create content on there. It's quicker to create content on there. You can get your stuff out quickly, and that can help you start to bring those commissions in. But if you don't start feeding your long-term strategy at the exact same time you're feeding your short-term strategy, you will be one of those 4 people out of 5 who quit in 2 years or within 6 months. Don't focus just on short-term content. You need a short-term platform and a long-term platform. Long-term platform, YouTube or blogs. Blogs take a lot longer to grow because obviously it's just a harder system, but it is a very, very passive income system. YouTube is where I would recommend you be. And what I'd recommend you do is go through and build YouTube videos and create YouTube videos. Go have a look at my first YouTube video. It's shocking. I mean, it's fucking awful. And that's okay. It doesn't get many views, but I went through that process and kept on growing and kept on building those YouTube videos. Now, I actually got a nice compliment before that I look just so natural on camera. Don't get me wrong, I'm not always going to say the right thing. I stutter, I cough, I sneeze, and I'm okay with that. And I say it in like a typical Scouser does. But creating those videos and getting through that process will always get you to a position where it's long-term evergreen content. You can create a video on YouTube that can be found and generate you leads in 5 years' time. No other platform can do that, guys. Not one platform. So when you shift from short-term to long-term thinking in your business, you know you need to eat, so you need to go short-term. But if you want to eat in 5 years' time while you sat there with your feet up in the Bahamas, you need to be creating your long-term at the same time. So to get commissions right now, you need to be picking a primary platform, one primary short platform, and one primary long-term platform. So again, short platforms would be like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, long-term platforms, YouTube, or blogs. The great thing about today's world and the fight that's happening in the marketing world right now is TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube Shorts all competing for the same short form content, which means all throwing views at you, which means your brand awareness is going to spike, it's going to grow. You can take the same video that you create on TikTok and download it without the watermark and put it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, which means you're tripping. I think I 10x my views by doing that. All with the same piece of content. So I'm now working smarter, not harder, instead of having to create different pieces of content for each platform because they're all fighting for the same views, which is great. So we're now in a position where we create one piece of content on our primary platform, say TikTok, and then we can go post it on Instagram, grow our Instagram at the same time. We can grow our Facebook and grow our YouTube Shorts. Then we can focus on creating a long form piece of content that helps educate people, that helps indoctrinate people into the know, like, and trust, and all those different things, like this video right now. Like people will be watching this and listening to my journey and go, yeah, that sounds similar. They can relate. And if you're going through that, guys, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Do not worry. I know I sound sick and ill. That's because of the kids, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can get through it if you just follow the different steps in this video. So going back to it, it's a case of like you can, if you're in this stage, like the YouTube videos will create you leads for years to come, which means Facebook posts will create leads for 24 hours, maybe 48 hours if you're lucky. And consistently posting will help build your brand. And then, but again, a post will only directly bring you a couple of leads for 24 hours. Then you have to put another post out and another post out and another post out. That ROI is short and spiky. Okay. Your ROI over a YouTube video is long and consistent, which means for a 15-minute video that I could produce, that could be bringing me leads for years to come, rather than a 15-minute piece of content that I have to create on Facebook, like hook, story, offer, is only going to bring me a lead for 24 hours. And we spoke about in the last workshop that lead generation is the hardest part in online business. It is the hardest section because obviously that's what everyone's doing. Everyone's trying to lead generate to bring sales in. So if you can bring something that increases your ROI in lead generation via a YouTube video and then look at the short-term platforms to get that spike, as your YouTube videos are compounding in leads and growing consistently, you're using the short form content to spike. So it's not as quiet here, but eventually you won't need to be doing this short form stuff because your YouTube channel will take over your lead generation. So those are the things you need to be thinking about, how to generate affiliate commissions. Like, don't just think, how do I get money now? And believe you me, like, the strategies in place to do that, and that is the short form content. That is sending those DMs. Again, we worked with Bill today, Bill McIntosh, on a previous video about like flow chat. And for instance, based on the numbers of conversions, it takes you 500 initial conversations to get 10 sales. Now that's only 25 conversations a day, and that's great. Okay, 25 new conversations a day over a 20-day period, because you don't work weekends. No one work weekends. So that consistency, like, of generating